Okay. So we are Mr. and Mrs. Ifeoluwa Akinola. Yeah.
So who is Ben? Okay. So how did you guys meet? Let me hear the full gist today.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Right.
I should go first. Please hold on. Okay. I'll give my side of the story. Then he would also give his side of the story. So for me, you hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you there.
Okay, so for me, it was that period now when we just finished school. That period between after pharmacy school and when you are waiting for
Internship.
internship, exactly. So I was working in this pharmacy around, but I stay at Songo. Then my parents' place at Songo. So I was working at this pharmacy, Gemstones, around that toll gate side. So that's where I usually work while waiting for internship placement. Then okay, we had this customer, this daddy that usually come and check his blood pressure. Basically, usually come and check his blood pressure, and it was just our customer then. But one thing that was significant, that we noticed him for was because he was always on white. Anytime he comes, he was always wearing white. So that was why we just took note of it. We usually come from time to time to check our blood pressure and all. So there was nothing really much. And so fast forward to when I finished the locum, right? So I started internship at Luth. So but before I left the pharmacy, I remembered he collected my number and one of our other colleagues working there to collected our number. It was just like, since we're leaving, if he has any question or something so he could just call and ask. I said, no problem, and I gave him my number. So so fast forward, I was doing internship I think a month into internship in Luth. So he now called me that, this is the that number and all that. How am I doing? I said, I'm fine. I said, good to hear from you, Daddy. It's been a while. So he now told me that he has a son. That he just introduced the son. That he has a son. That the son is a lawyer. And no, that he said he's not saying anything. No, he just he just want to give me the number of son. Call the son that he just likes my person and all those things. That give me the number of the son. That the son, so he's going to give his son my number. That he's going to call me. So that he's not proposing anything, no, but we just give the number his son, and that was it. And for me, I was not even really interested at that point because I think I just broke up from a relationship that. So at that point, I remember telling one of my very good friends that I'm building a wall around a very a very thick wall around my heart that nobody can come. I'm not even interested for relationship. I just want to do this internship and move on and all. So I was not even interested, but I just heard what he wanted to say based on the fact that, okay, the elderly man is our customer and all. So that was it. Then I think some days later or something, he now called me and was like, his dad, Reverend Akinola, gave him my number. I had not met him, gave him my number. And so he decided to call and okay, I said, oh, okay, that's fine. And he was now like, I think it was like, okay, how do we get to meet and see and all? I said, initially I was really playing it because I was not interested. I was like, I don't have time because I was trying to heal from a relationship that I was trying to heal. So I was not even really interested and all. But he was persistent initially, but at some point when he noticed that I was not
This guy is not serious.
exactly him, so he withdrew. That's the kind of person he withdrew at some point. But I think one thing led to the other, and I got my clarification from God to go ahead, actually. So I was clear that okay, this is it. So we got to meet for the first time. I think like 2 or 3 months after we got to meet and we got talking. As time went by, I knew that okay, yes, I could proceed. And it's actually within like 2 years or something, everything moved fine and here we are today.
Right? Thank God.
So
So let me hear from you.
I don't think I have anything contrary to what she has just said.
say your side of
I
the
think she
story.
has just narrated everything accordingly.
How did you feel when your dad told you that he has somebody that You want
Actually, he said there's this pharmacist that she's a very nice person. She likes her personality. I said, okay, no problem. Because at the initial stage, my intention was just to get the number, and because at least, I'm a kind of person. I'm not a lady chaser. Let me use that word. I don't chase ladies. I don't believe in it. So but the intention was just to give her a call. I know she's going to sound rude. Once she sounds rude, I will just put off the number, everything. That's the end. But fortunately, and the first time I put a call through her, she was able to talk in a very decent manner. So okay, I said okay. At least for the first time, at least for she to have been able to say one or two things in a very decent manner, then at least maybe she can let me give it a try. But as event begin to involve, I try calling her time to time. All these women, ladies, shakara, you must go and pursue. I'm not a fan of all those ideology. I don't pursue anybody. Because my belief is going to work for both of us. No, that's the truth.
I know they must pursue.
That's the way they taught us now, that they must pursue after us.
Exactly.
I think that's all this archaic principle. Because you see, most time those that chase ladies, I realize they are not there. Most of them, those of them, they don't have good intention. Are you with me? Most of them, they don't have good intention. So me, because I know the kind of intention I'm having. So looking at due to the fact that I know I have a good intention, so I've never thought to chase any lady. So as event begin to unfold, so I put a call across to her. Then from there we started talking. After a month, she stopped. No, she's not reciprocating to the call. I said, okay, no problem. At least I already foresee that, okay, this was going to happen. So I just stopped calling. That was it. So fortunately, she now called. She said, that I've stopped calling, blah, blah. I said, this thing is a two-month journey. If it works fine, both of us are going to benefit. So you cannot expect me to now do all the whole runnings, run after at the end of the day. I don't have all those time. And the good thing is that I usually make my intention known to ladies from day one. Madam, I like a party. My intention, my intention from day one, that the intention is to get married. If the relationship, we can see that yes, we have the same thing in common, but I will need your audience so that at least let's try and see if we can build a rapport. Because I don't really believe the idea you must marry your friend. You've never been friends from anywhere. You've never known each other from any other. But as things invent, we are able to we grow the friendship together. Be that is made, we give God the glory. On December 14th became a reality. So we give God the glory.
Congratulations. I'm so happy to hear this story. This is the first time I'll be hearing it. Okay, so yeah, I think I like where you mentioned the fact that I like the fact that you said friendship can always be built. It's not as if it's something born, you just see yourself.
It's not rocket science.
You always build it. Okay. So I wanted to ask, for we ladies, we usually have that struggle. At least I've spoken to married ladies, and they're like, some of them are like, okay, keep your individuality even after being married. Some people are like, no, we've become one. You don't need to keep your individuality. You are your husband and now one. Please, I want to understand what's the real meaning of oneness in marriage, and what does marriage stand for when two individuals are coming together? What should change, what should not change?
Okay, let's go first.
Go ahead.
So for me, the whole idea of marriage, the concept is that two individuals actually, two people that are whole, like not half people becoming one, two whole people, are coming together to become one. I believe that's what the Bible says about marriage. So now, for me, it's not that in marriage, it doesn't mean you lose your person. Like,
Okay.
it's not, this is my person. It doesn't mean I totally now become somebody else or I lose my person in marriage. But then becoming one for me is like there's this unity. I don't know, there's this, you're able to be vulnerable
Hmm.
with this person. It's not, I usually hear, there are so many misconceptions about marriage. You hear some people saying that some women be like, no, I cannot open all my heart, I cannot open all my mind for a man. No, I cannot be 100% honest with somebody. Some women has even taken their children have taken the place of their husband. They're like, it's me and my children. No, it's not my man. The husband that can just find someone. I know I cannot be very open with a man. No. And I believe all these things that this is not the plan that God has for marriage. I cannot be very open. Some people like that, don't open your mind fully. Don't be totally open to a man. And also all sort of things. But for me, I believe it's being vulnerable. Like this person knows me. He knows everything. Like not hiding anything. Being open, being truthful, being there's this trust that I can be myself. You can see my weakness and everything, but we are still, because it's the fun part that we know that we are one. This person like my body, part of my body already. So I know that we are one. So it's nothing like I'm hiding something. We've heard different stories of people that maybe if the wife is probably building a house somewhere,
Without the
somewhere,
husband
and she
knowing.
wrote her children. The husband is not aware. She has been. All those things are not that's not the God's intention for marriage. Because how can you say you are one? They don't really understand the
The
principle.
oneness.
We are still kind of new. Yeah, but at least my own understanding is that there's nothing I want to do. It doesn't mean that I am not a person. It doesn't mean that I cannot do something if I want to. Of course I can, but because of the fact that I understand that in this union, I'm not alone. Now we are now one. I have to always carry this person along in everything that concerns. And I'm thankful for my kind of husband. Because when I tell people that my kind of husband is kind of person that allows me to, and they'll be like, what do that word allow? They don't like it. I have to understand that as long as you're married, you're under this. It's not like
Yeah, you're
I can't just.
accountable
It's
to the
not as if
person.
I'm like, exactly. Oh, my friend, like, I don't like that word allow. It looks like you don't.
It's controlling you.
Is exactly it's controlling you. So I don't like that word saying he allows me, but it's just the truth. Because when you're married, you are one, so you have to always seek. And I thank God, because anytime I want to do something, sometimes I even get angry. I want to go somewhere. I want to go for one point. You just say you're fine, and I sometimes like you can never ask me question and challenge me or something. Or I want to do this. He say you are good. You can. And I'm like, I thank God because He allows me to do anything most times. Do you get? But that does not mean I now. So that does not mean I now take it up. The anything I want to do, I pull him out of it. But at the same time, I like the fact that I'm still my person. I'm still a person, like this is my plan, this is my vision, this is who God wants me to be. I'm still working in that line and in that light alongside. But I think but carrying him along because of the fact that we understand that this thing called marriage is a partnership. So anything I'm doing, I'm not just doing it alone, but I'm carrying this person along because we are one. So being able to share everything, being vulnerable, like this person knows it all, but still allowing you to walk in that light of the person that you actually are. This is my understanding of oneness in marriage. You do things together, you're aware of everything, but still having your personality, like as an individual. So it's not like you're consumed. Your person is consumed in the whole thing. You are not the person you ought to be. You can still be that person God wants to be, God has called you to be, but at the same time, always understand the fact that you're in a partnership with person, a lifelong one, and God has called you people to be one. So,
Okay.
what do you have to say?
Sorry, I think from my own end, I might have a very contrary view.
Okay.
Are you with me? Due to the fact that no, she has spoken well. The contrary view I meant is that it is not possible to go into marriage and still maintain individuality. It's not possible. I know the truth is I'm a very straightforward person. I call
You
a
don't
spade a
try to
spade, and
mix it.
yeah, I don't try to mix things because if I would take a very good clue from my beloved wife, because I believe I can safely conclude that, yeah, our personality is still there, but I think our individuality as a person has been, she has allowed the marriage to cloud it up for her, and that is why the marriage has been so wonderful and fantastic. I really give glory to God, because ordinarily there are some things I knew then when we were still trying to be very close. That was, she would say she cannot do it, but now she's doing it without freely. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Because at times when she comes back late at night, she does the needful. What she used to do. You know, when you're talking about individuality, it just shows that, boy, this is my thing. This is how I'm going to do my thing.
Mm.
So nobody's coming to come and change it. Nobody's coming to say something contrary. But it cannot be anybody that want to do individuality. You'll be off marriage. But if you bring it into marriage, the marriage cannot work. So that's just my own.
Your own point. Yes,
I believe,
that's a very solid point. Tayo, you wanted to say something?
yeah, I believe it all comes to the point of you should be at least there are some core values you have that you ought not to compromise.
Yeah.
But there are some little things here and there that you should be able to adjust in marriage. Do you get? There are some core values, there are some standards that are set on ground that this thing, I can't compromise this thing for anything. Some godly
Okay.
values that should, but when it comes to some basic things, maybe my kind of person, I like doing this thing this way. You should be able to compromise for the other person, while the other person is also compromising for you. For instance, it came to issues of cooking, dishes, and there's a kind of food that I don't like eating this type of thing or something. But this is the way my husband likes it. So you just have to adjust.
Just yes.
Do you get my kind of person? Maybe if I cook my noodles, I like putting 5. If I put 3, I like putting 3 the seasoning.
Seasoning.
But it's kind of person, he doesn't like the whole seasoning. Maybe he likes like 2 or something. So you just little things like that here and there that you have to just adjust or twitch to be able to come together, because you are different people from different backgrounds, different growth and different things. So different things there and there you have to put together to be able to
Make
adjust,
it
to be able
work.
to make it all work.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very important principle. You have to lay down your life for each other. If not, it won't work.
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing I wanted to mention, you mentioned it slightly, is money matter. It's a very
Mm.
serious source of conflict in Christian marriages. Like it's still based down to this individuality issue. Maybe we are coming together and you be like, okay, that's your own money. My own money is my money.
His
Then his
money is
money
our
is,
money.
yes, his money is our
That's
his
it,
money is our
baby.
money. What do you have to say concerning that?
Go first. I want to go first, the best one.
Uh, I believe marriage, just from the normal literal definition, it has always been a union of two persons, not of one person.
Hmm.
And if that remains the standard of marriage, then I believe, in as much as the couple still maintains this is mine, this is yours.
Mm.
I don't want to use a vulgar language. The marriage might be having some shaky foundation,
Hmm.
but everything will still boil down back to the issue of individuality. For example, when I'm still a bachelor, I can go anywhere I want to go. I can eat anything I want to eat. I know I'm not answerable to anybody. I don't have anybody to look at my back. I don't have anybody to look at their back. But now, because each time I discuss with my friends, at least the responsible ones,
Okay.
they will make it to understand that, yeah, in as much as you are married, then automatically you as a man you become a second class citizen in your house. No, that's what my
What does
very
it mean
good
to be
responsible
second
friend.
class?
Yeah, that means you are subjected to your wife in the literal sense, not just literally, meaning
Okay.
for everything to work fine,
You have to always
you must
consider.
not, you must always consider her interest.
Mm.
So because if you said, okay, no, I want to maintain the same what I've been holding on to initially, then that means you are maintaining individuality. So you go like this, she too should go the other way around. Then before you people knows, gradually you allow them to come in. So now the same thing will now boils down back to the issue of funds. And I believe the best example, because I like to be very factual. I don't like to talk in the sky. What is
Yes.
realistic is what I work. What is not realistic, I don't work with it.
That's what happens when you marry a barrister.
So now the issue is this. Up to tomorrow, I've always appreciate. I will continue to appreciate God to have given me a very understanding and listening wife. I'm just trying to. I want to answer your question with the respect to the issue of money. I'm trying to say anywhere they allow individuality to control their money lifestyle.
Mm.
I mean the money as a figure,
Finance.
finance. In as much as you allow individuality to play, some people other places, but when it comes to that part, individuality comes in, and that shows that yes, automatically there's a crack somewhere. And once there's a crack anywhere, then before you know, it's gradually becomes to become a whole. Then before you know, everything collapses. Now, when we are about to purchase our first car, she contributed out, I contributed out, and that clearly shows that the issue of individuality is what has been left out.
But
Because I even talked to my own blood sister. She said that she can never do it with any man. That was a language. No, I'm serious. That was a language. That she can never do it with
We're
any
not
man.
even married then,
I
no.
never married then. Are you with me?
wow.
So
We're
yeah.
moving towards.
So when
Right.
you hear that thing, when you hear that thing from a lady, but when she said that, I was not too comfortable with it because that shows you want to maintain your individuality. And one very good thing that I've always make the marriage work is for the fact that with God's grace, then two, my wife, her personality remains her personality. You cannot change her personality. But once the issue of individuality comes in, she tried to stay away from it. So that's what I was saying in that regard.
Okay, for me, I don't I don't believe in that ideology that my money is my money. His money is our money. I don't believe in it. Although some people have different, but ordinarily I believe in marriage. It shouldn't be an issue of let me keep my money to myself and his own money, let him bring it, let's spend it and share and this. For me, what I usually do most times, once I'm paid like this, the first thing I do, not I'll just I've been paid though. In fact, I'll screenshot it and send it, show him that this is what they paid me, that this is the salary, I've just been paid and all. So that's what I do most times. Once I'm paid my salary, I just show it to him. So just be making me that not like or if I get any money, any inflow, usually it's always aware. And it's not that I usually say bring the money, that no, or you be controlling me that bring, but I just realize this is what I've been paid. And we usually have, like we have where we contribute monthly to save. So I put my part of what I want to save, he puts his part, and then whatever is left, I can spend it the way I want to. If there are things to be done in the house and I need to help or assist, from time to time I get to assist and help. Not like I hold on my he's the man, so he's the one, he must do everything. I must not spend my one dime on anything because he's a man. He has to feed one. I don't believe in that. I don't believe God, that's why God called us to be helpmates, to help each other. So in times where things are not really, I can help and contribute. And when things are buoyant, then so that's my own belief. You know, it doesn't have to be only the man that is his own money, all of us will spend and finish that is money. Then my own money and I keep it for my personal I don't believe in that though. I believe
Okay.
whatever income it is, you can always find a way
And
to
always,
balance it.
yeah.
It's all for the benefit of the family, of the house, of things going on smoothly in the house and the family, basically. So that's my own belief.
I know, Mrs. Faye, Miss
Miss.
Faye, sorry, let me just add one thing to that place. You know, that place, that's where generally, you know, women generally, I agree that they were hard, but you know, you pay that money back later. Are you getting me? You know better now. When you make your
One
own
way or the
support, but
other. One way
one
or
way or
the
the other,
other,
you
you
pay that
pay.
money back. So that's it.
Yeah. So how
Mm.
did you? Okay, I think it's beautiful for the fact that the both of you are on the same table. So there's no way of it being a problem, because when two or three people agree, it brings unity and progress. But how did you guys come about this? How did you develop this mindset, like, mean, during your courtship period? You gave example of contributing for a car right from when you guys were courting. So how will I say it, how did you